This is the Fifth Estate Winning Headlines, your media police post coming to you from Nairobi, Kenya, from the Fort Hall School of Government. In this segment, we summarize some of the headlines that you may have missed this morning, but we also take a look at some of the political pieces that we call cartoons in this country. Today is the 28th of November 2022, and I am Tuem.
I am MC Squared.
And I am AX. In case you missed the headlines, here they are. In the Daily Nation, fresh face-off. In the Standard, exams like no other. In the Star, fireworks as Raila calls for anti-Ruto meetings. And finally, in the People Daily, over 2 million sit KCPE Grade 6 exams. Tuem, why don't you get us started?
Raila Odinga this weekend told country that he will soon start Maandamano countrywide. He told us the reason he will go to the streets is to protect the Cherera 4. We say this is quite noble of him. But the bigger question is, will the public hit the streets with him? If Raila did Maandamano on Arap Moi, did Maandamano on Kibaki, did tear gas Mondays on Uhuru, and it is only too obvious he was going to do it on Ruto. Question is, what's his end game? If Raila is doing it to ascend to power in 2027, then he will fail. And this is because Maandamano has never worked for him.
No.
Using Maandamano is using an old map to go to new lands. It sounds like a broken record. I dare say Maandamano feels like a slow punctured revolution. And according to Nikita Khrushchev, it is easy to tell a slow punctured revolutionary. Allow him to preach revolution and lies for the first day.
Yeah.
Allow him to preach revolution and lies for the second day. Allow him to preach revolution and lies for the third day.
Yeah.
There are no results on the fourth day. The crowds will tell him, to hell with you. Raila has preached revolution to us 5 times, and in all of them, he has not delivered. Now, he is at the crucial moment of desperation with Maandamano. Question is, will the crowds tell him, to hell with you? As Tujay told us on Thursday, we cannot start Ruto's first term by attacking him. To do so is to wash or to wish Ruto ill before the ink on his oath of office has dried up. And as I say, energy flows where attention goes.
Yeah.
If attention is on the negative, national energy will flow to the negative. Put differently, if Raila's attention is on the positive, energy will flow to the positive. If his mind conceives a united country, energy will flow to the unity of country. And if Uhuru today was hanging out and passing notes to William Ruto, and he is chair of Azimio, why should Raila antagonize Ruto with Maandamano? Country must remember, if Ruto fails, we all fail.
All right, then. So today I'd like to flip the argument a little bit. And I'd like to talk about Raila's defense of the Cherera 4. Could there be more to this than just defending the 4 who dared to discredit the Ruto win? Let's say that Raila is successful in defending the Cherera 4. What happens next? The Cherera 4 who are appointed into 2021 are then allowed to finish their 6-year terms, and Ruto is prevented from fully influencing the IEBC with new appointments in the short term. So at best, Raila's strategy will temporarily frustrate any attempt to control the IEBC. So might Raila have another outcome in mind? Is Raila using the Cherera 4 to force a handshake? In October 2017, when Uhuru was running for his 2nd term, Raila lost the 2nd presidential election. Soon after, he quickly dismissed the results, calling them a sham and a meaningless exercise. Baba then called for the creation of the People's Assembly, and in a move designed to create chaos, Baba announced that this People's Assembly would swear him in as President of the Republic of Kenya, after President Kenyatta had already been inaugurated. As Raila's inauguration drew nearer, country grew increasingly tense. If left unchecked, this tension was dangerously close to sparking post-election violence like 2007 and 2008. Yet Raila added fire to the flames. On the 30th of January 2018, in front of 20,000 people, Raila was sworn in as the people's president. Now, rather than being punished as Miguna Miguna and TJ Kajwang, Raila was rewarded with a handshake on the 9th of March 2018, a deal which saw Raila Odinga enter government yet again. Now, in light of all this history, is it possible that Raila is trying to repeat it with the Cherera 4? Is Raila using them to get a foot in the door? Is this his means of access to negotiate with Ruto? Again, is it possible that he is trying to manufacture a crisis in order to force another handshake?
Good question.
History and Raila's recent actions suggest that the answer is yes. First, when Raila broke his silence last week, he framed the question of the Cherera Four as a life and death question for the Republic. He warned country that prosecuting them was a first step in the return to the Nyayo regime. Now, is it possible that Raila was attempting to manipulate country using the framing effect? The framing effect is a cognitive bias where choices are influenced more by how the information is worded than by the information itself. It is a choice based on presentation rather than substance. In 2017, Baba framed the October re-election as a sham and a meaningless exercise. This prepared his base to reject not only the results but our entire electoral system. It prepared them to swear Baba in as president. Now, is it possible that he's trying to do this again? By using words that will trigger Baba's base, the traumatized judiciary, and the hyperactive civil service, is Baba trying to lay the justification for a crisis, one that will propel him to government? Second, yesterday Raila called for nationwide meetings to pile pressure on President Ruto and protect the Cherera Four. Now, don't these meetings resemble the People's Assemblies that Raila created in 2017? The same assemblies that put the pressure on the president to create the 2018 handshake? Is Baba trying to recreate this pressure again and force a 2023 handshake? Now, whether or not this will happen depends on how much noise Raila can create and how much trouble this will bring for the Kenya Kwanza administration. We know that Baba can be noisy, troublesome, and incredibly frustrating. The only question is, how much can Kenya Kwanza bear? They are dealing with an economic recession, growing insecurity, and failing trust in the government. Can they really afford to deal with Baba too?
Good question. And today, my comments are on Gachagua.
Okay.
Last week, we questioned whether the bromance between Ruto and Gachagua was showing some cracks. This week, we would like to inform Gachagua that any attempt to break away from Ruto will be neutralized before it has started.
Yes.
And President Ruto can neutralize him in two ways. One, by blocking any attempt Gachagua would make of becoming the Gema kingpin. Number two, by making sure Gachagua has no defined roles in government. Allow me to explain. Any attempts by Gachagua to unite Gema will be crushed by Ruto. This is because Ruto does not want a Kikuyu kingpin. And I don't think Ruto is interested in being a Kikuyu kingpin himself. Ruto's leadership of the Gema nation is like the dog in a manger expression. Simply put, a dog in a manger describes a person who has no need or use of something but prevents others from having it. And that is Ruto for you. He knows he cannot be Gema kingpin forever, but he will crush anyone who tries to become the Gema leader. The second way Ruto will neutralize Gachagua is by ensuring he has no clearly defined government roles. The position of deputy president in Kenya has historically been one of cat and mouse. More so, before the 2010 constitution, the president could appoint a vice president anytime he wished and fire them with the same energy. Post 2010, the constitution ensured that a deputy president cannot be fired. Today, Gachagua has no role other than what the president gives him to do. This is why he continues to attend church services asking for prayers and donations to feed hungry Kenyans. Clearly, he is trying to be creative in order to remain relevant as he figures out what to do. So, what could be the larger cat and mouse game being played on Gachagua? Is Musalia being used to neutralize him? Consider this. Gachagua blames Uhuru for the current woes in the country. Mudavadi declares, stop blaming Uhuru.
Now we must put behind us the blame game, because if we engage in the blame game, sooner or later the currency of blame game will end. And it might end faster than we imagine.
Gachagua says he will unite the Kikuyu factions by Christmas. Musalia is sent by Ruto to unite the Mulembe nation by meeting over 30 MPs and senators from Western, including members of the opposition. And while Gachagua was asking KDF to donate their salaries to starving Kenyans, Musalia was inspecting the 56 billion shillings LAPSSET project in Lamu. Are these roles random? I think not. It is clear who has become Ruto's new mouthpiece. And what is this that Gachagua has not understood about President Ruto? The Ruto philosophy does not allow the creation of kingpins. Ruto's philosophy is simple. And I quote, leaders should not allow politics of hate, division, and ethnicity in our country, end quote.
Yeah.
You see, the Ruto revolution declared a class war and snatched Kikuyu hustlers from the Gema nation. Gachagua needs to understand that Ruto has become a nationalist leader, which is bigger than the tribe. How then can Gachagua attempt to become a Kikuyu kingpin and not commit the offense of division, ethnicity, and hate? For now, Gachagua should get comfortable as an impotent deputy president.
And on that note, allow us to return you back to our headlines for the day. Just in case you've forgotten them, here they are in the Daily Nation. Fresh face off. In the Standard, exams like no other. In the Star, fireworks as Raila calls for anti-Ruto meetings. And the People Daily, over 2 million sit KCPE grade 6 exams. We have a 3-part criteria that we use to judge our headlines. We ask ourselves 3 questions. Are the headlines topical or speculative, repetitive or groundbreaking, thoughtful or just plain lazy? What do you guys think about the headlines today?
I think we get rid of the Standard and the People Daily.
Okay.
We remain with the Nation and the Star.
Yes.
Both speaking of the Raila threats to do protests countrywide against William Ruto. The Star is a bit of a mouthful. Fireworks as Raila calls for anti-Ruto meetings.
Too much?
Too much.
Yes.
Fresh face off sounds more like it.
Yes. All right
I would
then.
go with that.
MC Squared, what do you think?
Me too. The Daily Nation is it.
All right, there you have it. Our winning headline today is the Daily Nation. Now on to the topical, or rather political pieces that we call cartoons in our country. We have a 3-part criteria that we use to break down the cartoons for you. We ask ourselves 3 questions. Are the cartoons humorous or dry, satirical or pessimistic, effective or just plain lazy? And I will kick us off with the Daily Nation today. In the Daily Nation cartoon, we have a caricature of a Kenya Power employee who is in the dark. He's holding a candle to use that he's in order to light the way, and he's reading a document that says higher power bills. What do you guys think of this cartoon in light of the power outage last week?
I think it's not just last week. I think it's been quite often. I mean, even today. But I mean, this reminds me of the Moi days. There was a time that we imported generators, I think from a company called Greco. And we shut down our hydroelectric plants, and Kenya was literally powered by generators. I do not know whether the case is being made.
You're trying to make a case too.
But if it is, it's genius.
The case that you're not trying to make.
No, the case that I'm making.
Okay, so all right then. I'm going to assume that the Daily Nation is not our winning cartoon for the day. MC Squared, please feel free to toss it with energy. All right. What about the Standard?
The Standard, that's a Gado, and there you have a stuck Azimio car atop a tree, and the driver seems like Uhuru Kenyatta, and the co-driver is Raila Odinga.
Yeah.
I don't think they're stuck, in my view. And I think this is not a very thoughtful cartoon by Gado, in my view. What do you guys think?
I'm not feeling it.
The fact that you have nothing to say.
Yeah, not really.
Just throw it.
I am again tossing this one.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Star.
That takes
The
us
Standard.
to the Star. MC Squared, what do you have?
Hey, the Star. Star is very, very interesting. We have here a strong and buff rugby player holding out a ball and begging for money. While he's doing that, there's also children who are also begging, and these children are very hungry. Some seem they are almost
Yeah.
yeah.
The verge of death.
Yes, exactly. And some rugby players have been complaining that they have not been paid, so they have been asking the public to pay them. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Going
of
without
it?
salary.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we want to trivialize an issue
what's
of
going
kids
on.
starving.
Yeah.
I think Ozone should have been a bit more sensitive to them, although it is still quite the issue having rugby players asking Kenyans to chip in, you know, because they've not been paid salaries. It just probably speaks of the times that we are in right now.
Very hard times.
Yeah, I think we don't throw that, but
We also don't award it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, and there you have it. We have no winning cartoon today, and we only have one winning headline from our Daily Nation. Please, on this day, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can find us on Pang Free to Air, GoTV, and Star Times. Those are your TV screens. Thank you so much for watching, and have a lovely evening.
God bless.